Oh, hello, this is Tak Chung from Walk with Tak. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and share. Please write me at walkwithtak@gmail.com if you have any questions regarding this video or any other videos that I have posted in the past, and I will answer your question promptly. Now, John likes to cook all his meals because he wants to eat healthy. He cooks for himself, and he finds that it is sometimes not easy for him to cook because it takes too much time the way how he cooked in the past. But ever since he adopted my fast cooking system, he has no problem in cooking for himself every single day, and he enjoys that. And he finds that all he takes is about 30 minutes to cook a meal from scratch to finish, actually from the time he walked into the kitchen to the time when he had food served on the table. The reason that he can cook so quickly because he used my fast cooking system. And in order to cook quickly, the method for cooking is stir frying. Stir frying is a technique. It's probably the fastest cooking technique of all. And it is also the healthiest because you can cook with many different ingredients and combine together to make a complete meal. And most importantly, he can use ingredients that are all fresh. So he can cook from scratch. And consequently, he not only have great flavor from using fresh ingredients, but it also allows him to maintain all the nutritional value in his cooking. Now, so what is the cooking system? If you are familiar with my YouTube channel, you probably have heard I mentioned this in the past, but I'm never hesitant to review it because I know it takes a little while to get accustomed and to have a full understanding of how the system works. The foundation of the system is stir frying. Stir frying is probably the fastest cooking technique out there because you cut up your ingredients into small pieces. So you can cook under high heat, and by constant stirring, this will allow you to cook very fast. More importantly is that in order to able to cook a meal in under 30 minutes is to separate the prepping and the cooking. And this is where advanced prepping comes in. Through advanced prepping, you will have all the ingredients all available to you when you're ready to cook. And this will make your cooking streamlined, effective, but more importantly, it is also more fun. The other aspect to allow you to cook in this kind of speed is to use what I call template-based cooking. Instead of stopping looking at recipes, what ingredients should you use and what kind of seasoning you use, you're going to use a template. A template is basically a set of general guidelines. By having a template, you can make adjustments rapidly and you can create variations in your dish that recipe-based cooking is not possible to achieve. Now, John loves his cooking, and the reason is simple, because he able to create a flavor exactly how he like it. But he continues to improve his flavor, and eventually he can cook better than anybody else can cook for him because he knows how he likes it. And by knowing the basic technique, how to carry out this type of cooking, he able to do it effectively. And I call this flavor chasing, which is a process that you continue to improve your flavor by making small adjustments. When you combine all these 4 attributes together, you are able to create a type of meal that not only it is efficient, but it is practical, and at the same time is creative. And most importantly, it is delicious, and you're going to have a lot of fun doing it. Last week, I have a cooking class dinner party, and one of the guests cooked this chicken and broccoli dish. Now, she have never cooked this dish before. In fact, she has never stir-fried before. I guide her through the process, and she did an excellent job. What I want to show you is that how simple and straightforward this cooking system is. The basic technique is very simple, and it takes only about 5 minutes to master it. And once you understand how to do this, there are very many variations that you can expand on. The end result is that you can cook some really amazing dishes through this simple approach. Okay, let me show you how you cook this dish. This dish is really simple to cook, even though she hasn't had any experience of stir-frying before. I asked her to first start out with 2 tablespoons of canola oil. And I cook this dish in my carbon steel wok. This is a carbon steel wok made by a company known as Imusa, and you can buy it at Walmart. And for $20, this is a really great carbon steel wok. It is as good as any wok that you might pay $100 for it. I really like this wok. And in fact, I have been using this wok for a long time before I switched to a stainless steel wok. And I'll tell you a little bit more detail in future video why I prefer a stainless steel wok. But if you like carbon steel wok, this would be a great one to have. So the first step is to cook the chicken. I use a method called shallow frying. I first coat the chicken with cornstarch to give it a light, crispy breading. And then I also add some of my basic seasoning mix. This will enhance the umami flavor of the chicken. I have this seasoning mix available on Amazon, and I have the link below the video if you would like to try it out. This seasoning mix is very versatile. You can use in almost any type of stir frying, and it provides great flavor. This seasoning is mild. It's intended to enhance the natural flavor of the ingredients rather than overwhelming them. Now, as you notice that what I did is that with this shallow frying method, I lay out the chicken in a single layer on the surface of the wok. I let it fry on one side to create browning on the surface of the chicken. And then we turn it over and to fry the other side. This method is very similar to deep frying, except you fry them one side at a time. And of course, shallow frying has one distinct advantage, is that all you need to use is only a very small amount of cooking oil. It's not only efficient, but it also more healthy because you consume less oil. And since the breading is very light, it also reduces calorie as well. I then add the broccoli to the wok while the chicken is being fried on the other side. I'm going to let the chicken to fry a little bit longer. The cornstarch not only create a light crispy layer on the surface of chicken, the cornstarch is also excellent in actually serve as a heat shield so that the chicken will not overcook. In fact, by using this method, you will find the chicken still light, tender, and moisture inside. It's an excellent way to cook chicken, and you should give it a try. And now the next step is that I add a little bit more oil because the broccoli tend to absorb the oil through its floret. And if I don't have enough oil in the wok, the broccoli will get burned. In fact, the intention is that I would try not to use too much oil because if you don't have oil at the bottom of the surface, you notice that the broccoli will get charred. And this is one way to enhance the flavor of the broccoli. Now, this method is very effective. It actually creates a very nice texture of the crown of the broccoli, whereas the stem of the broccoli remains to be firm. This method also very effective in hold down the nutrients in the broccoli. By now, the broccoli is about 50% cooked, and at this point, I can make a couple decisions. One is that I can add a little bit more water to soften the texture of the broccoli, and that's what I decided we will do. This will give the broccoli a better texture. Next is that she decided she would like to have a sweet sour orange flavor, so I use a Panda Express orange sauce to season the dish. I use a relatively small amount because I do not want to overwhelm the natural flavor of the ingredients. And after she did a taste test, she decided she would like a little bit more saltiness. So we add some oyster sauce to the wok. And again, this is a good example of flavor chasing by making adjustment to the flavor as we cook. By now, the dish is already done, so I turn off the heat. As you can see, it takes only a few minutes to cook this dish. But last but not the least, to add some color to the dish, I add some cherry tomatoes. Again, this is the advantage of advanced prepping because I always have some cherry tomatoes on hand. In many different types of dishes, just adding a few cherry tomatoes will greatly enhance the appearance of the dish, but they also will add flavor to the dish. and the dish is done. The total cook time is only about 5 minutes. So this dish provides a demonstration of the working of the fast cooking system. And if you'd like to learn more about the fast cooking system, please subscribe to this YouTube channel. So keep on cooking. I will see you tomorrow.